It was one of those nights when the city felt colder than usual. The rain wasn't just falling, it was pouring like the sky itself was grieving. Daniel pulled his worn-out jacket tighter around him as he hurried down the dimly lit street. His shift at the construction site had run late again, and he knew his little boy, Ethan, would be waiting at home, probably hungry and half asleep on the old couch. Life had become a test of endurance for Daniel, a single father doing everything he could to hold his world together with tired hands and a brave heart. As he turned the corner toward the small grocery store, he noticed something unusual, a little figure standing alone near the entrance. A small girl, maybe 6 or 7, soaked to the bone, shivering, and clutching a stuffed bunny in her arms. Her tiny shoes were muddy, her hair plastered to her forehead, and tears mixed with raindrops on her cheeks. She looked so fragile that Daniel's heart instantly clenched. He walked closer, his voice gentle. "Hey, sweetheart, are you okay? Where are your parents?" The girl lifted her gaze slowly. Her big blue eyes, filled with fear and confusion, met his. I can't find my mommy," she whispered, her voice trembling. "She told me to stay near the car, but she didn't come back." Daniel looked around. No car, no people, no one searching. Just the quiet hum of the rain and flickering streetlights. His tired mind hesitated. He already had so many responsibilities, another mouth to feed, another life to care for, even for a night, felt impossible. But then he saw the way she hugged that stuffed bunny, desperate for warmth, for safety. Without another thought, he took off his jacket and wrapped it around her small shoulders. "It's okay. You're safe now. Let's get you warm, all right?" The girl nodded softly, her lips quivering. "My name's Lily." "Hi, Lily," he said with a faint smile. "I'm Daniel. Let's find you some food first." Inside the store, Daniel bought a cup of hot chocolate and a sandwich with the few coins left in his pocket. He watched her eat, small bites, polite, careful, as if she wasn't used to kindness from strangers. When she finished, she whispered, "Thank you, mister." That "thank you" hit him like a wave. It wasn't just gratitude, it was trust. As they stepped back out into the rain, Daniel glanced toward the dark streets again. "I'll take you home with me tonight, Lily. We'll figure out where your mommy is tomorrow." She nodded, clutching his hand tightly. And as they walked under his small umbrella, Daniel felt something shift inside him. He didn't know why, but the warmth of her tiny hand in his made him feel alive again, like a piece of his heart, long frozen by grief, had started to beat once more. He didn't realize it yet, but this moment, this quiet act of kindness on a rainy night, was about to change everything. The night Daniel brought Lily home, his small apartment felt strangely alive. The soft hum of the heater, the smell of rain-soaked clothes drying by the door, and the gentle rhythm of a child's breathing, it was all new again. His son Ethan sat cross-legged on the floor, staring curiously at the little girl sipping warm milk on their worn-out couch. "Dad, who is she?" Ethan finally asked, his eyes wide with curiosity. Daniel smiled faintly, hanging his jacket. "Her name's Lily. She got lost. She'll stay with us just tonight until we find her mom." Ethan nodded, and without another word, went to his room. Moments later, he returned with his favorite blanket, the one with stars printed on it, and handed it to Lily. "You can use this. It's warm." Lily looked at the blanket, then at Ethan, and whispered, "Thank you." It was a small gesture, but for Daniel, it was everything. He stood there quietly, watching his son's kindness and the little girl's shy smile. For so long, his home had been filled only with silence and struggle, every sound a reminder of what was missing since his wife passed away. But that night, something changed. The air felt softer. The loneliness felt lighter. The next morning, Daniel made breakfast, just toast and eggs, but Lily ate like it was a feast. She talked about her favorite cartoon, her pet cat named Muffin, and how her mom's perfume always smelled like flowers. Her laughter filled every empty corner of the room, echoing through the cracks in the old walls like sunlight finding its way into darkness. Ethan joined in her stories, and soon, the two were playing with his toy cars, building imaginary cities across the living room floor. Daniel sat back, watching them, a deep warmth spreading in his chest. He realized he hadn't heard Ethan laugh that freely in years. When evening came, Lily insisted on helping with dinner. She stood on a stool beside Daniel, her tiny hands trying to stir the soup. "You cook like my mommy," she said with a smile. Daniel paused, his throat tightening. "I bet your mommy's a wonderful cook." "She is," Lily replied, "but I think you're nice too." That simple, innocent sentence hit him deeper than she could ever know. Later that night, after tucking both kids into bed, Daniel sat alone on the couch, staring at their sleeping faces. Lily's small hand rested over Ethan's. Two children who had met by chance, yet seemed bound by something much greater. For the first time in years, Daniel didn't feel like a broken man surviving another day. He felt like a father again. A protector. A man who could still bring warmth into a world that had turned cold. He didn't know what tomorrow would bring, or where Lily truly came from. But one thing was certain, this little girl, who had stumbled into his life on a rainy night, had quietly begun to heal his heart in ways he never thought possible. 3 days had passed since Lily came into Daniel's life, and in that short time, his home had changed completely. The quiet had turned into laughter, the emptiness into warmth. But deep inside, he knew this moment couldn't last forever. Somewhere out there, a mother was searching for her daughter, and soon, the world would come knocking. That morning, while Lily and Ethan were drawing on the floor, there was a knock at the door. Daniel opened it to find 2 police officers standing in the rain. "Mr. Brooks?" one of them asked gently. "We've found the little girl's mother. She's been looking everywhere for her. She's on her way here." Daniel froze. He glanced back at Lily, who was smiling up at him, holding her crayon drawing of the 3 of them, a man, a boy, and a little girl, hand in hand under a big yellow sun. The sight broke him. He forced a smile and whispered, "Looks like you're going home, sweetheart." A few hours later, a sleek black car pulled up outside his small apartment building. From it stepped a tall woman in a long coat, her face pale, eyes red from sleepless nights. She looked completely out of place among the cracked pavements and flickering streetlights, a billionaire in a broken neighborhood. Daniel opened the door. The woman didn't even glance at him at first. Her eyes locked on Lily, and she ran forward, collapsing to her knees as she pulled the little girl into her arms. "My baby," she sobbed, "I thought I lost you." Lily hugged her back but looked uncertain, glancing at Daniel as if asking for permission. Daniel nodded gently. "It's okay, Lily. You're safe now." Finally, the woman turned to Daniel. Their eyes met, and in that instant, the world seemed to stop. Her expression changed from relief to utter disbelief. "Daniel?" she whispered, her voice trembling. He blinked, confused. I'm sorry, have we met?" Tears filled her eyes. She stepped closer, studying his face like a ghost from her past had just come to life. "You don't remember me, do you?" Daniel frowned. Wait. Victoria?" She nodded slowly, breaking down. "Yes. It's me." Memories flickered in his mind, years ago, working late at a small hotel, meeting a kind, struggling woman named Victoria Hale. They had shared laughter, dreams, and for a brief moment, love. But then she disappeared, without a note, without a goodbye. He had always assumed she moved on. "Victoria," he said softly, "why are you here?" "You're Lily's mother?" Her lips trembled. "Yes, and she's also your daughter." The word struck him like lightning. The room fell silent except for the quiet sob of rain outside. "My daughter?" he whispered, his voice breaking. Victoria nodded, tears streaming down. I was young, scared, broke. Then my life changed overnight, and I couldn't find you again. I never meant to hide her from you. Daniel's knees weakened. He looked at Lily, the little girl who had laughed like Ethan, smiled like his late wife, and clung to him like she'd always known him. His heart shattered and healed all at once. He dropped to his knees and pulled Lily into his arms, his voice trembling. You'll never be lost again. I promise. Victoria stood there, her tears turning to a quiet smile. She's lucky, Daniel. You have the kind of heart money can't buy. That day, Daniel realized something life-changing. Sometimes, love doesn't just return, it finds its way back when you least expect it. The girl he saved had been the piece of his heart he never knew was missing. And in helping her find her home, Daniel found his own.